Coming to you from the ballpark, I'm Kevin McAlpin, truest reporter from 680 The Fan and the Atlanta Braves Radio Network. It's Thursday afternoon. Braves getting ready to hold yet another intra-squad scrimmage game here at the ballpark. Probably going to play about 4 innings this afternoon. Kyle Wright and Patrick Weigel will be the starters on the mound for the Braves here this afternoon. Of course, last night, if you joined our coverage here on The Fan, the exhibition scrimmage game did not go according to plan. Rain washed things out after just 2.5 innings, but we still had a lot of fun being in the ballpark. Let's talk about some of the highlights from last night's ball game. Of course, Dansby Swanson, a 3-run homer to the chop house in right field. That came off of Mike Fultonevich. Now, Fulty got himself in some early trouble. Had the bases loaded in the first inning, but got out of it unscathed. Made some pretty big pitches when he needed to. Sean Newcomb, though, on the mound, he looked extremely sharp. I thought the curveball and the fastball combination was working really, really well for Nuke in last night's outing. But again, it's unfortunate we only saw those guys get up and down a couple of times. So I'm sure they were able to throw underneath the stadium and get their 4 or 5 innings of simulated action in last night. But again, the offensive highlight, Dansby Swanson, a 3-run bomb to right opposite field. And of course, Ronald Acuna Jr., who had a ground rule double in the first inning, a couple of innings later had a hustle double on a ball that looked like a routine single up the middle. But we've talked about this on the air. These guys are taking this extremely seriously, and that was on display last night. Acuna was flying around the bases, and he went in safely with a head-first slide. Marcell Ozuna continues to swing the bat well. Good to see him out there. He seems to really be heating up at the right time now with just 8 days to go until the season opener. Okay, the question you have, what's the latest on Freddie Freeman? Well, as of now, we still have no updates on Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, Touki Toussaint, or Pete Kozma, the 4 players who tested positive for COVID-19 right when spring, or summer camp resumed here at the ballpark a couple of weeks ago. And Snit said, basically, when we see them, we see them. There's no timeline, no expectations, but still not ruling out Freddie Freeman for being ready 8 days from now when the Braves take on the Mets at Citi Field for Game 1 of this 60-game sprint. Again, behind me here today, it will be Kyle Wright and Patrick Weigel. Of course, Weigel was one of the top prospects in the Braves organization just a couple of years ago, and then had that elbow issue, had to have Tommy John surgery, so slowly working his way back, but a guy that could be a factor here, maybe later this year or even in 2021. We'll see how things continue to progress for the tall, hard-throwing right-hander Patrick Weigel. And again, Kyle Wright could very well be in the mix for the Braves in the starting rotation if Cole Hamels is not ready to start the season. So we'll see how things go here today. Looks like Mother Nature is going to cooperate a little bit better than she did last night. Again, we only got 2.5 innings in, but it was better than nothing. And Ben Ingram and I, we appreciate you tuning in to our coverage on 680 The Fan last night. We'll have Guys Night Out for you tonight. And, of course, we'll bring you all the very latest as it develops here at Truist Park as 680 The Fan's coverage continues of Braves Summer Camp 2020.